Alright, hey y'all, welcome back to Devil May Cry 5 on Gaming Another Garbage. I'm your host, Dex, and today, let's get into mission 2. I've tried 3 different times to record this, but then my computer decided, fuck Audacity, I'm just gonna crash, so, nice. Events were set in motion back before Urizen took his throne when a silent hooded figure came to tear off Nero's demonic right arm. Now, a month later, Nero is back with a brand new power, his Devil Breakers, to smash his way through the demon swarms in Redgrave and reunite with V. So, I've tried 3 times to record this, which means I've tried 3 times to summarize Devil May Cry, like the whole franchise.
That's it. No more wheels from here.
Alright, guess I'm walking then.
Yo. Check it out.
What? And this is?
From Morrison. I think it's his manifesto.
Alright, so, as you can see, because this is not the demo, we actually have the letter now. Morrison's letter. It's been a good 30 years since I last wrote something like a letter. Don't have a typewriter or nothing, so unfortunately you're stuck with my shitty handwriting for now. I heard you're heading back to Redgrave. Wasn't sure exactly what I could do for you. I'm not a powerhouse like you or the sharpest knife in the drawer. Still, given my business, the least I could do is get you a few leads. Can't say exactly how useful they'll be to you, but hey, gotta be better than nothing, right? So the first time I met Dante, he actually went by a different name, Tony Redgrave. Bet that got your attention, huh? Tony Redgrave, Redgrave City. Just a coincidence or something more? I honestly can't say. Still, figured if you're heading in that direction, you might be able to learn the truth yourself. That's why I've decided to tell you everything about the Dante I know. It ain't every day that I just give this stuff away, boy. You'd best be grateful. Alright, so, the more missions you complete, the more information you'll be able to view. It's basically just as you progress, you can go into the gallery and you can view more shit. I might visit those between episodes, or between missions on episodes to show y'all.
I'm waiting on you. I'm cooking. Any special orders?
Alright, so now I get to summarize the whole story again, which is fine, because I can talk about Devil May Cry all fucking day long. So, let's see, Morrison mentioned Tony Redgrave. This is a reference to the first Devil May Cry novel, which was booted out of canon with the release of 3, but then got put back in canon by this game. So we'll get there whenever we get in the chronological order of the series. So, let's go to the customized menu. I've already bought some skills and such because, I've tried 3 times to record this. And it carries over all your stuff from what you did. So, great. I also don't have a lot of money. That's fine, don't need it. So, let's see. Last episode, I had already recounted the tale of Sparta, the demon who decided he liked humans and wanted to protect them. So he rebelled against demonkind single-handedly, and he fell in love with a human woman named Eva and had twin sons, Dante and Virgil. Sparta went missing, Eva got killed, and Dante and Virgil went their own ways. It shows... You know what? No, never mind. It'll be fine. You'll see. So, let's continue on with the story then. So, years later, the franchise timeline starts out with Devil May Cry 3, which is released in 2005 for the PS2. It was later remastered along with the other 2 games, Devil May Cry 1 and 2, for later gen consoles on the HD collection. So, let's see, where to start with that one. Right. So Dante's trying to open up his shop, unnamed at the time, and a mysterious man named Arkham comes in and says his brother has an invitation for him. Demons attack his shop, and then Dante goes outside and he finds a tower resurrected in the middle of the town. The tower is called the Timony Crew, and it was built by demon worshippers as a sort of means to get to the underworld. And so whenever Sparta sealed it away, he sealed away the tower and he sealed away his power in the underworld with it. So Virgil, Dante's twin brother, has decided that he wants to claim the power of Sparta for himself. And so he's trying to resurrect this demon tower to the underworld so he can get it. Probably killing a lot of people in the process. Because Dante, you'll see that it's a theme that Dante is more in touch with his human side and and Virgil in touch with his demon side. So, in his hunger for power, Virgil is trying to resurrect this tower so that he can get the power of Sparta. So, you know, Dante, of course, decides that he needs to stop Virgil in what he's doing. So, along the way, Dante meets a human named Lady, who is Arkham's daughter. Arkham had sacrificed his wife, Lady's mother, in order to try and become a demon himself. So, you know, Lady has a bone to pick. And Dante goes to confront Virgil, and, you know, the two brothers fight, and Lady is on her way to get revenge for her mother. So, you know, a lot of stuff happens, but the important thing is it's revealed later on that Arkham was actually playing all of them for fools, like all Dante, Virgil, and Lady, getting them to fight each other so that they could weaken each other so that he can go and claim the power of Sparta for himself. So, Arkham successfully resurrects the tower, and, like, completely resurrects the tower, and then he goes into the demon world to claim the power of Sparta. So, Dante goes into the demon world to confront Arkham, who has gained the power of Sparta, but he can't control it. Like, it's too much for his body. His body, like, warps into something terrible. And so he tries to get the power of Sparta. And Dante comes in and tries to defeat him. And then Virgil enters the scene about partway through the battle, because Virgil wants the power of Sparta. So, you know, he's not going to take very kindly to someone like Arkham just coming in and trying to steal it. So, Virgil and Dante team up to take down Arkham. And the brothers defeat Arkham, and then they descend further into the demon world to fight it out one last time. Because they can't really settle the differences of Dante being like, hey, I want to kill demons and protect the humans. And Virgil being like, well, you're a fucking idiot. You should try to become more like our father, you know, the demon Sparta. And, so, you know, they can't really set aside the differences, but ultimately, so the two fight it out one more time in the underworld, and Dante comes out victorious. The portal to the human world is closing, and so Virgil tells Dante to just go, but Dante tries to save Virgil, but Virgil refuses to be saved and falls even further into the demon world. And Dante goes back to the human world, and he mourns Virgil, but he opens up his shop, Devil May Cry. He got a name for it from Lady. Oh yeah, after the defeat of Arkham, he got sent back to the human world, and Lady killed Arkham, her dad, like herself. So that's only important because that is referenced later on. But yeah, so Dante opens up his shop, Virgil is trapped in the demon world, and Lady, having killed her father, decides to become a devil hunter herself. So that's pretty much the summary of 3. Like, all the important events of 3 anyway. And then there's, after that comes Devil May Cry, like the novel, the Devil May Cry novel that I was mentioning earlier. So what happens there is, for the entire novel, I haven't read this book in years, right? It's been about almost 5 whole years since I've read this novel. But Dante was going by the name Tony Redgrave, and he was working as a mercenary in the underground, taking, like, you know, weird supernatural jobs that no one else would take. He seems to be a really bad omen, and so a lot of the other mercenaries don't like him, except for there's this one character named Gru, who is pretty much Tony's only friend. And after the mysterious Gilver shows up, some demonic garbage happens, and a lot of people get killed, and Dante, like, sort of, or Tony, I guess I should say, like, reawakens to his original identity as Dante. So there's that. I think that's all the really important stuff, which really all you needed to know was the origins of the alias Tony Redgrave, and that's why Morrison brought it up. And then there's the events of the first game. So the first game came out in 2001 for the PS2, and it opens up with Dante in his shop, and then he's met by a woman named Trish, who, you know, fires lightning at him and throws a motorcycle at him and impales him with his own sword. But then after all that, she's like, yeah, no, I just came here to tell you that Mundus is trying to resurrect. And Mundus was the one, if you remember, the demon emperor that Sparta sealed away years and years ago. And, like, 2,000 years ago, before the start of that game. But, he... what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. Quite a bit, like, several years have passed between the events of 3 and 1. And...
Yeah.
So Trish gives Dante the job to go to Malay Island and seal away Mundus. And along the way, Dante fights a huge array of monsters and demons, you know? And I will mention some of them because it is pretty important. He fought a magma spider named Phantom. He fought a lightning bird named Griffin. He fought, like, shape-shifting blade cats named Shadow. He fought this huge amorphous blob named Nightmare, whose body itself kind of serves a weird portal to the underworld. That boss battle was terrible. But, so let's see here. After all that, Dante, but most importantly, Dante fights a person named Nello Angelo, who was a knight working for Mundus. The first time he fights Nello Angelo sees Dante's amulet and then flees the battle, you know, clutching his head like he was having a bad, like, headache. Memory trip, I guess. And then the third time you fight Nello Angelo, it's revealed, like, Nello Angelo takes off his helmet, and beneath the helmet is Virgil. So what had happened in the time between 3 and 1 is, after Virgil had fallen into the demon world, he was extremely weakened, and he saw Mundus, who was also weak at this time. And he tried to fight Mundus, but ended up losing due to his condition. And so Mundus tortured and brainwashed and corrupted Virgil to become a knight for him, which was Nello Angelo. And so Dante defeats Nello Angelo. This man, Dante, has lost his brother 3 times at this point. Once when they were 8, once from 3, and then just now he had to kill his brother again. So, or defeat his brother, I guess I should say. Because it's not really shown that he dies. Alright. And then it's revealed that Trish was working for Mundus this whole time. Yeah, Trish was working for Mundus, and and then Dante gets into the demon world so that he can seal away Mundus once and for all. And Trish attacks him. And then after Dante defeats Nightmare for the 3rd time, the area where he was fighting Nightmare was coming down, and Trish almost got crushed by some rubble. But Dante saves her. And Trish is really confused because, you know, she just betrayed him, and he's still saving her. When she asks why, Dante responds that Trish looks like his mother. So, Trish was a demon created by Mundus in the image of Dante's mother so that Dante would be more, like, inclined to, you know, trust her. Which worked like a charm, by the way. But, so Dante leaves her there so that he can go defeat Mundus because, you know, he's been hurt. He's been betrayed. But, you know, he's gonna let her live, and he leaves. And whenever Dante is confronting Mundus, Mundus almost kills Dante, but Trish sacrifices herself to save him. And Dante mourns for Trish, and he leaves his amulet and the sword with her. So the thing about the amulet is that it was being possessed by the spirit of Dante's mother. And so, you know, Trish resurrected, and so she was alive, and the two of them work together, and they seal away Mundus, and they escape the island, and Trish works with Dante in the shop. So, that's how those two came to be business partners. Oh, this is supposed to be like, oh, here's the secret mission, except I already did it because I tried to record this 3 times and failed. But, yeah, I've already completed this one. The secret mission is basically just, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and replay it, just so y'all know, like, what's up. Each of these have, like, a certain, goal you have to meet, and it's different depending on the secret mission. But what it does for completing these secret missions, you get a blue orb fragment, and if you get 4 of those, you get a full blue orb, which increases your health bar. So let's see. Did I just finish summarizing one? Like, I finished that one? Yes, they're working together in Dante's shop. Okay, and then after 1 comes 2. Now, it doesn't really go into detail with 2 in the history of Devil May Cry video, so I probably won't either. Devil May Cry 2 came out in 2003 for the PlayStation 2, and it was very poorly received. Not only as in addition to the Devil May Cry series, but also as just a game in general. It got poor reviews. I've played it, I've beaten it, but I don't necessarily. I never feel the urge to replay it because it's. I'm inclined to agree that it's not that great. But so what happens is Dante is brought to Dumuri Island, and he is there to defeat a human named Arius who is trying to summon Argasax, a demon, so that he can become a god, right? So that's pretty much all you need to know there. Dante wins. That's really much the important thing. In fact, the game 5 itself doesn't necessarily reference 2 at all anyway. The 5 has a prequel novel called Before the Nightmare, and Before the Nightmare references 2, but it's not necessarily super important. So, oh, I forgot I was in a secret mission. I was like, what do you mean that barrier's not opening? But, yeah, so Dante defeats Arius, who was trying to summon Argasax. That's really all you need to know. But, and then that brings us to Devil May Cry 4, which is the game that Nero was introduced in. So 4 is very important considering we are currently playing as Nero. So in 4, there's this thing called the Order of the Sword. Nero was an orphan who was raised into the Order as like a knight of sorts to serve them. And Sanctus, the leader of the Order, gets shot by Dante. And Nero is tasked with pursuing Dante, to sort of take him down. Also, we're back to where we were in the demo, but, so he's tasked with hunting down Dante. And Dante sort of reveals to Nero that the Order of the Sword was just sort of trying to become demons or the leader of the Order, Sanctus, was trying to become a demon himself so that he could be heralded as the savior. Like, he was opening hell portal so that he can show, oh, I can kill demons, like, and save all of you, but he was summoning demons, like, to do it. Which is bad, of course. So Dante is trying to take down the Order, and the Order of the Sword worshipped Sparta, Dante's dad, as a god. And Dante was trying to stop them. And, Nero finds out that, oh yeah, the Order is evil, and he joins Dante in taking down the Order of the Sword. And, I think that's about all that's really important, besides Nero had his demon arm, the Devil Buster. No, it's the Devil Bringer, that's what it is. And, you can see that's why Nero has this mechanical arm, because his Devil Bringer was ripped off. They were using the power of the Yamato, which was Virgil's sword, to open up the gates to the underworld. But the Yamato reacted very strongly to Nero, and so Nero absorbed the Yamato into his demon arm. It will explain why later, but so it's not necessarily a spoiler if you've read the Devil May Cry 4. If you read supplemental materials, then it's not necessarily a spoiler, but because it's supposed to be a big reveal here, I'm not going to spoil it. But there's a reason why Virgil reacted. Not Virgil. Why Nero's arm reacted so strongly to Virgil's sword, the Yamato. So I think that's about it. They took down the Order of the Sword. Nero was living in, and then there's the prequel novel. Nero was living in Fortuna with his girlfriend Kyrie, watching over some orphans and such. Nico has heard of the Order of the Sword, and her dad used to work as a demon researcher for the Order, and she was trying to get her hands on the Order documents, which Fortuna doesn't let in outsiders, but she found a journalist that did an interview with Nero and figured that Nero would be her best lead. So she seeks out Nero, and she helps him repair his sword because like it wasn't revving properly. So she helps him repair his sword, and then in return he shows her the order documents, and then in return for that, she is, you know, also his mechanic now. So they sort of worked out this sort of partnership through all of this. And that's all that's really what's needed to be said about all this. From the prequel novel, there was also V seeking out Morrison so that he could get in contact with Dante for this job of, hey, a demon's about to resurrect, you need to stop it. And I think that pretty much covers all the big events, and we're up to date. I hate these things. These things are... I'm bad at fighting them because, like, I know their tells, but I ignore them. Like, see, if you knock them down, they'll come rushing at you and you can't stagger them. But that doesn't stop me from trying. Alright, so... No, don't do that. You can parry them, I'm just not very good at it, so I try not to. But, yeah, so we're up to date. And... Alright. Let's see here. Can I ever kill these things quickly? Probably not. Ow! 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 Sir? Sir, that's rude. I don't even know you, sir. I really wish you could stagger them out of doing that, because that would be really good. Like, I know I just said you could parry them, but I'm not good at that. I just want to get them to not charge at me. Because I'm a dumb idiot who doesn't know when to call it quits. But, yes, we are pretty much...
Getting sick of this.
God damn it. We are entirely up to date. Pretty much. So... Back to the... I almost said the demo. This is not the demo. Back to this. If you recall, the Goliath boss battle is coming up very soon. That's exciting.
Not gonna lie. This new arm is pretty sweet.
Also, I played the demo so many times, but that does not mean that I'm going to be good at this. Does not mean that at all. Yes. Yes. Okay. Summon in the shop. Alrighty.
Guess the phone still works.
Took you long enough, dumbass. What happened to the third ring roll? Tell you what, you call me from now on, and I'll hustle on over.
Also, what I really love is that every single time you can summon Nico, you get like a unique cutscene for it, which is nice. I like that very much. Alright. Oh, I did need to heal because I'm a dumb idiot. Alright. I don't necessarily need to customize right now, so let's get right into it. Let's just head on out. Alright. Nice.
Somebody call a doctor?
I wasn't expecting any survivors.
Sorry to disappoint you. Hey, you happen to see a guy around here? About this big, uses a cane? I was supposed to meet him. Did you snack on him?
Your blood is a very precious sacrifice. Eating you would do me no good. I must have every last drop to rule the underworld as king.
King? You? I don't know. I mean, you're a big guy and all, but you seem more like a knuckle-scrapping fart in the wind than anything else. No offense.
I love Nero's little shrug.
shall show you the wrath of the mighty.
Lob the crunch.
Cool trick. Hey, do you do parties?
The incandescent Colossus Goliath. Also, this may be the 4th time I'm trying to record this, but every single time I've had some garbage stuck in my throat.
Sorry, I'm about to kill you.
Love that garbage, alright. Alright. I was just about to comment on no damaging the boss, which I've been trying to do for a while, to try and get an S rank on that demo. Never did it, by the way. Never did it, but now I don't need to. Because now I can just play the whole game, and I'll be excited.
It's your grave.
Oof.
Jack it up all you want.
However, this does mean that I'm not going to get my ass kicked by Goliath, so that's great. However, I will get my ass kicked by literally every other boss in this fucking game. Alright, let's go. Nero, I'm gonna have to kindly ask you to point at the demon. Oof. Oof. Alright, let's get out of the way of that, Nero, so you don't get set on fire. Oh, right, something I wanted to showcase in this. Ouch. That was not an ouch because you missed. But, something I wanted to showcase. Once I get a good second. Okay, so, look at this. Photo mode. It's really cool. You get to move around the camera as you wish to try and get really cool shots. I haven't been good enough to actually get really good shots because I'm really bad at timing things, but I just thought it was cool, and so I wanted to highlight the hard work that the team put into doing this. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's so rad. I'm just really excited about it. Oh, are his eyes glowing? Oh shit, that's spooky. So anyway, ow. Okay, I probably deserve that for dicking around in the middle of a boss battle. I mean, the coolest shots are taken mid-battle, though.
Says a mere demon.
Alright,
How about we wrap this?
bam.
Which one wants to play?
I'm just trying to get, like, bonus orbs by doing taunts while locked on and also while in the air. Nope.
You're eating garbage now?
Stop that.
That's a weird taste.
Take it out of your belly. Take it out of your belly. I will make you take it out of your belly. Alright, we've already seen the first half of this cutscene, but now let's see the second half of it.
I curse my stars in bit of grief and woe. That made my love so high, and me so low. Little wanderer, I thee home.
gonna have to pick you out of his, tummy teeth.
Pardon my delay. I was catching up on some reading.
Yeah, looks like a real page-turner. So, you think Dante's still in there?
If Urizen defeated him, then I expect he's not much more than Glyphod pollen by now.
A what?
Glyphod. It's a tree that grows in the underworld. It thrives on human blood, and those whose blood it sucks, well, let's just say they don't turn out too well.
Well, in any case, we need to find out. If Dante's alive, we'll save him. If not, we don't.
Wait. First, we need to exterminate some Glyphod roots.
V, what the hell are you?
I know, I'm late. Shut it! The roads were all clogged. Hey, you must be V, huh? Hey, you gonna get that? Ding, 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 right by your feet. Woo-wee! I'm gonna make something amazing out of this.
Did you just sniff that? Do you have any idea where that's been?
Up your butt?
Focus on the mission.
Alright, let's see what I got. An S rank. Nice. Ooh, that's a lot of money. Alright, well, thank you so much for joining me this episode, and I hope to see you next time.